The case for non-participation, why some young South Africans may choose not to vote. At the 2024 South African election approach, the familiar chorus encouraging citizens to exercise their democratic right to vote grows louder. However, despite this societal push, a segment of the population remains resolutely disengaged. The decision not to register or vote is often met with confusion, even disdain, but it is worth exploring the underlying reasons that drive this choice. Here, I present a personal perspective of why some South Africans might opt out of the electoral process. Disillusionment with the political system. One of the most compelling reasons for the electoral apathy is that profound disillusionment with the political system. After decades of democratic governance, many South Africans feel that the promise of meaningful change has not materialized. Corruption scandals, persistent economic challenges, and unmet social needs have fostered a pervasive sense of betrayal. The belief that no political party genuinely represents their interests leads some to view the voting as a futile exercise, a mere perpetuation of a system that has consistently failed them. Lack of trust in political leaders. Trust is the cornerstone of any functional democracy. However, in South Africa, trust in political leaders is at an all-time low. Successive administrations that have been plagued by corruption and inefficiency, leading to a cynicism that is hard to dispel. For many, participating in elections feel like endorsing a flawed and untrustworthy cadre of politicians, regardless of the party in question. The conviction that elected officials will not act in the public's best interest discourages engagement and fosters political alienation. Socio-economic barriers. While the act of voting is a civic duty, it is also a logistical challenge for many South Africans. Socio-economic barriers can also make the voting process seem insurmountable. For those living in rural areas or informal settlements, the distance to polling stations, lack of transportation, and time constraints due to work or familial obligations can all impede participation. Additionally, the process of registration itself can be daunting, particularly for those who lack the necessary documents or are unfamiliar with the bureaucratic procedures. Apathy and political fatigue. Another significant factor is political fatigue. After years of political turbulence and socio-economic hardship, many South Africans feel economically and mentally exhausted. This fatigue translates into apathy, where the effort required to stay informed and make considered electoral choices seem overwhelming. In a society where daily survival can be an all-consuming task, the act of voting becomes a low priority. Protest the status quo. For some, not voting is a deliberate form of protest. It is a way to voice dissatisfaction with the status quo without participating in what they see as a rigged or ineffectual system. By abstaining, they hope to signal their discontent and push for more profound change than what current electoral politics can offer. This form of protest is a rejection of all available options, seen as fundamentally flawed or inadequate. Believe in alternative forms of engagement. Finally, there is a growing belief in alternative forms of civic engagement. Some citizens feel that real change is more likely to come from grassroots movements, community organizing, and direct action rather than traditional electoral politics. They invest their energies in NGOs, social movements, or local initiatives where they believe their contributions can make a tangible difference, as opposed to casting a vote every few years. The decision not to vote in the 2024 South African elections is multifaceted and deeply personal. While some may view it as a neglect of civic duty, for others, it is a rational response to systematic flaws, socio-economic barriers, and a search for meaningful forms of engagement. Understanding these motivations requires empathy and a willingness to listen to the diverse voices within South Africa. By acknowledging the validity of these perspectives, we can foster a more inclusive dialogue about the future of the nation's democracy and explore ways to address the underlying issues that drive electoral disengagement. And that's it from Injibs Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.